All right, let me set this next clip up. Speaking of 23andMe, this is another
Yes.
classic case of where like an EP allegedly, allegedly an EP just takes the 23andMe and they're like,
To find the missing information that they didn't know was coming.
Let me just set that up. Like understanding what the SE at the top coin is. It's stepping on butterflies on a time machine, not realizing that you changed the future.
That's a really good
I know.
analogy.
It's such a good one.
Wow, I'm gonna have to process that. Yeah,
Right.
Stepping on a butterfly and not realizing
that's
you
in the
changed-
profiles I've been telling you about.
Thank you. That's really good.
It's loaded with stuff like that, like all the heavy hitters, right? Thank you very much. I've been working on that. So it's just like they're not seeing. It's like, hey, you're setting off corridors of time. Like when you don't show up to work on Monday, you do realize that that sets a cascade of events that you now narrow down your timeline. What happened? So she goes to take one of these 23andMe's and finds out that she's mixed race, as she knows because her mom and dad, right? But like how far back? So setting this up, what Gregory Clark, please send all emails to him. What he really saw in his work, when he chased down like Charles Darwin or whatever, that he would see these damn number ones, they would run through family lines. And so we are seeing this with the types and the social types. Yeah, that you do. There's no coincidence that my brother is an ENFP, my uncle's an ENFP, and they're Irish and they have red hair. Like the types do run through lines, family lines, as well as like genetic lines. Like if you're red hair, it's going to be ENFPs through there, etc. So the social types tend to run through families, and so it's very startling. Specifically they were able to find a great grandfather, I think back like 14 generations.
Holy shit.
And he was some like number one guy fucking rocking it way back in fucking Christopher Columbus's day.
No.
You just read a list of passengers who sailed on the Mayflower.
I'm done.
You're descended from the original English people who came on the Mayflower. Direct. Your 13th great grandfather, William Brewster, and his family. William's wife, Mary, is your 13th great grandmother. They were there on the Mayflower. They were pilgrims. They were here at ground zero for white people.
This is what's crazy about being biracial. I have blood that started it.
Yeah.
And then I have blood that was enslaved by it.
Yeah. You represent in your family tree the complexity of race
Yes.
in the history of the United States.
That's crazy.
I want to get emotional, but like that is so cool. Like how else do you heal the bonds where it's like I fell in love and therefore we heal this stupid color game. Like we just fell in love with the person and then healed these wounds.
As it turns out, Tamara's ancestor was not just any Mayflower passenger. He was a leader. By the time the ship arrived in the New World, William had been selected as the Separatist ruling elder, the man they would look to for spiritual guidance.
And although it be not always so plentiful as it was at this time with us, yet by the goodness of God, we are so far from want.
This is a description of what's known as the first Thanksgiving. And your 13th great-grandfather was there. And he most likely led the group in prayer because he was, the elder. And that is the famous depiction of the first Thanksgiving. You see the man standing up with his hands raised in prayer?
Yes.
That is William Brewster.
You are kidding me.
No, that's it.
Oh my gosh, this is so whoa. Okay, mind blown.
Mind blown. She said it. She said the line. Mind blown.
Oh my gosh, this is so whoa. Okay, mind blown.
That's worth your $199. Isn't that?
She
I know.
just happened to get good news.
I know. Like, just roll the dice.
Right.
But how crazy
That's so true. It could have
Yeah.
gone really bad.
Yeah. So you remember Germany in World War II? You're like, yeah. So your great uncle.
You're like, no, I don't want
See
to
that
know.
guy with the silly mustache?
I don't
Like,
wanna know.
yeah.
Let's go to typing Tamara.
Oh yeah, right.
Let's go to typer.
I wanted to talk about Netflix.
I know. Okay, so I think the biggest thing that we're seeing would probably, in my opinion, feels like SF. I'm seeing a lot of SF and, didn't see that coming. And when speaking about intuition, it's in a weird state. Yes, trust your gut,
Yeah.
I think with the number one, it does crank up whatever the person's
That's what I'm
type
seeing.
is. Yeah,
That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that in the community as well. Just young people that are blast last, but also number ones. It's
Obligated to be a bulldozer in reality.
the number three will take you down the other way. It'll make you
more introverted. Well, see, this is something that I kind of parsed out in the socials live show where I'm like, if you have the generalist, it's more more of like a driven, so you're like obligated to go do something extrovertedly.
But she's like, this is who I am, and I'm going to go this way. And then everybody who's not a 1 or even is a 1 is going, that's a little weird. But that's what the path looks like. If you're an extroverted number 2, like, own it. That's where I'm at. I'm like, I haven't fully got a hold of this thing yet, but I love that I'm a number 2. I'm owning that. I'm learning how to work with that. Same thing that she's doing.
1000%. Love this.